It's no season, we taking off 3D. It steals the great, we cut from a different cloth. Them other podcasts, they clearly be taking shorts. We got it all covered, I'm talking music and sports. Crushing competitors, this not your regular 8 to 10 on Friday night, there's nothing out there sounding better, bro. So take a seat, we kicking ass and taking names. Download the app for bars and hoops, we taking over the game.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
What up, y'all? Stills the great 3D, DJ JOJ, no Offseason.
Yes, sir.
Every Friday, 8 to 10. Tell a friend to tell a friend your boys is back at it again. Fellas.
Back in the building.
Shout out to DJ JOJ. Shout out to 3D, man. Word up, man. Gentlemen, another show. We got a lot to talk about today, man. You know, I know 3 can't wait to talk this NBA talk. He was getting on us last week talking about hottest team in the NBA. I think this is the hottest team in the NBA. They said it on ESPN, but hey, man, right now we cooling off a little bit, but we gonna get to that, man. We gonna talk a little bit of NBA, man. We definitely gonna talk some hip hop, and it is Women's History Month, man. You know what I'm saying? The last time we had a Women's History Month show, Jay, we had some great business owner entrepreneurs on the show. We had Green Luxury, huh?
Was I here? I was here.
Yeah, you was here.
Yeah.
We had Green Luxury on, man. You know, Green Luxury is that company that ride everybody around that Benz Sprinter. They give you the green roses and all that. So we had them on the show last year, man. But without any further ado, man, fellas, man, how was your week? And what's your weekend looking like, man? 3, start with you.
Oh man, week was hectic, man. But again, we here, made it to another show, which means that we got through the week. I'm not one to complain. It was a tough week, but you know what I mean? That's what it is, man. I'm looking forward to just chilling out this week, hitting the reset button, getting some relaxation. That's about it.
Word up, relaxation. Peace, almighty. JOJ, man. Talk about it, man. You know, I know your weekend was lit last week, Jay. What's this weekend looking like? How was your week?
Be lit this week, man.
Uh-oh.
You know, the regular life, man. Ups and downs. You know, but it's how you take it, man. It's how you take it. You know, when you're going through your ups, you got to stay with your ups. When you're going through your downs, you got to still stay up. You know what I'm saying? Because that energy could transfer into negative energy. You don't want that in your life. You know what I mean?
Peace,
otherwise than that, I got a call today, and I got a party to do tomorrow.
Oh, shout out to Jay.
I'll be in the Bronx. I mean, not in the Bronx. I'll be in Manhattan tomorrow.
Check you
out. In Broadway,
Jay.
You know what I'm saying? On Broadway, turn it up. DJ Shannon, shout out to him. He called me up. He said he needed help. So I got him, you know what I mean?
Shout out to
hold
Jay.
it down. You know, I'm the substitute DJ. You know what I'm saying? Just pass me the mixer and it's on. You know what I mean? That's how it goes down, man. Word up.
Shout out to JOJ, King. Staying busy. It ain't busy, even man. Summertime yet.
That's what I'm saying, yo. And it's like, I was like, I'm gonna have a nice, cool weekend, and then I get a call, but I'm not gonna turn down money. I never turn down money.
Who
you know
does
what I mean?
that?
Nah, nobody does that. You know what I mean? But still, how was your week, man?
I mean, man, listen, man. My week was smooth, man. Shout out to my, when I be on my Clark Kent shit, I be on my Clark Kent shit, man. We had a major victory this year, man. We got a new contract. You know what I'm saying? We about to get an 18% raise increase across the board for the next 3 years.
Wow.
They ain't touching no benefits. They ain't touching the pension. So life is good, man. Life is excellent, actually, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can't complain. You know what I mean? So on that front, everything is all good. And shout out to Tips, man. My brother Tips, he came through today, man. He might have plugged us in with an ultimate plug. You know what I'm saying? He might be helping bring a new show to the station, a panel of doctors.
Tipperdew
Okay. Came through for your boy. He put me on the phone with the doctor and all that today. Like, yeah, we're looking to do a show. It's a panel of doctors. We want to talk about people coming forth, bringing their truths. I said, wow, okay, well, we got the place for you. You know what I mean? We got the setup, we got the cameras, we got everything. You want to do that? You want to go live on air? Whatever you want to do, we can do it here. So,
yeah.
Shout out to Tips, man. That might be a plug for the station, man. Might be a good summer this summer. You know what I'm saying? But stay tuned to that, man. But other than that, man, the week was great. Had my little man with me today, man, running around.
He's getting big. I saw his pictures on Facebook.
Man.
Lord, he's getting tall,
big,
man.
Yeah, he's definitely getting tall.
He's gonna be a tall guy.
But he chose football.
Hey, man, it happens.
Yo, he chose football, man. We go in the Nike store. Y'all done put tons of basketballs in his face. We gave him hoops and all that. Put the hoop. I even tried to train him early when he couldn't even walk yet. He'd get up in his stroller in his crib, and the hoop was over his head. And he tore the thing down. He ain't never go back to it. I put a football in front of him. Football. Yeah, he held it probably in everything. I'm like, man, yeah, I don't know if my heart can take football, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, he chose something. Yeah. And he chose one of the masculine sports out of all masculine sports.
Word.
So I'm good on that end. You know what I'm saying?
You got a rough ride.
I got a rough ride out there. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, he don't know what it entails yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know, he might be like, hey, I thought this was something totally different. I'm good.
I'm telling you, when good on that practice and that one hit, that one first hit, he gonna be like, Dad, where that basketball at?
Yeah, and that's my biggest fear, man, is that. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, the week was great, man. I'm looking forward to another good show today, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. And it's always interesting, man. You know, first and foremost, before we even get into the show, man, rest in peace to the great Notorious B.I.G., man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
March 9th, the greatest rapper of all time, died. You know what I'm saying? For real. Well, I don't know. Is that a cliche statement or is that facts, Three?
Not for me, because Big is my favorite rapper.
Talk about it.
So it's not a cliche statement for me. You know what I mean? So I love the bar like that. That bar, cannabis, I think it cemented him. You know what I mean? Like that's a bar that is gonna live forever.
Cemented who? Cannabis?
Cannabis is the one that said it. You know what I mean? The greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He the one that told me what beef is. You know what I mean? So that cemented him because that phrase is gonna live forever. You know what I mean? After he said it, that kind of cemented it, and a lot of people started saying it afterwards.
That's a whole fact. What you think about that, Jay?
I think the RZA from Wu-Tang said it the best. You know what I'm saying? Like you got MCs and you got rappers, and Big is one of the greatest rappers. You know what I'm saying? He might not be the greatest MC, but he's definitely one of the greatest rappers out there because you can come off the boat, learn English, and you be singing the next Biggie song. Like, I'll always love Big Papa. You know what I mean?
And we're going to come back to that statement later because you said you got MCs and you got rappers. But we're going to get to that in our hip-hop part of the show because we got a lot to talk about with that, man. You know, Melly Mel out here making waves, a.k.a. Muscle Simmons. Your man is funny, too, man. We're going to get to that, though. But, I wanted to open up the show, man, with a little dedication to, Women's Month, Women's History Month. And we're going to do a little something for, the women of hip-hop. And, I wanted to start off by giving the women that paved the way for a lot of these female MCs to date to have the platform that they have, man. You know what I'm saying? I put together like a quick list, man, of like 5 MCs, man. I guess you can call it my Mount Rushmore.
Plus one.
Huh?
Your Mount Rushmore plus one.
Plus one. I mean, we gonna talk about it. So, all right. So I'm gonna just run it off without any further ado. So, the 5 females that I picked that I felt was very instrumental in the game today, that made put a stamp on where they're from and just rap in general, man. So I'm gonna run down the 5 female MCs that I got. So, and this is in no particular order, right?
Copy.
So MC Light, better known as well. Her name is Lana Michelle Mora, better known as her stage name MC Light. Is considered one of the pioneers of female rap. MC Light first gained fame in the late 80s, becoming the first solo female rapper to release a full album with 1998's critically acclaimed Light as a Rock. She released a total of 8 solo studio albums and is still relevant to this day. Now, before I move forward, do you believe that Light was instrumental in the game?
Absolutely. I mean, just being one of the first female solo artists, you know
Facts.
what I mean? And to release a body of work. I mean, I think the thing about Light is that her voice is unique. Like, soon as you hear Light, you know it's Light. Whether she rapping or talking.
It's a whole
You know what
fact.
I'm saying? So I mean, MC Light is legendary.
That's
Had
a
the
whole fact.
opportunity to meet her some years back. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? Even be in the studio with her for over a few days. You know what I mean?
Word.
Very cool, very down to earth, man. So yeah, Light is a trailblazer, and I think that all female MCs respect it because you could go back and listen to it, and like her voice is just unique.
Yeah, her voice is definitely unique.
You still got a number?
Nah,
Yeah.
never had a number.
Okay.
You never had the
Nah, I
number?
never had the number. She just
Getting
she
thirsty, a little
she was in the
thirsty over
studio,
here.
coming through. That's it in LA.
Oh,
yeah, very
boy.
cool.
In
Yeah,
LA.
LA,
Yeah,
okay.
Boy,
very
shout out
cool.
to 3.
Very cool.
You hear Jay? You
Yes,
hear
sir.
him? You hear 3?
He's
You hear
smooth.
Jay?
He's smooth.
Smooth with
He's
it.
smooth.
In LA
Smooth
now,
operator.
light was bad too. Word up.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't gonna hold you. But we ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it respectable today. Next on the list, Queen Latifah, born Dana Elena Owens. In 1989, at the age of 19, Latifah released her debut album, All Hail the Queen, featuring the hit single Ladies First. Her second album, Nature of Sister, in 1991, was produced by Tommy Boy Records. Her third album, Black Rain, in 1993, became the first album by a solo female rapper to receive a gold certification from the Recording Industry Association of America. Latifah has received various accolades, including a Grammy Award, an Emmy Award, a Golden Globe Award, 3 Screen Actors Guilds, 2 NAACP Image Awards, and has been nominated for an American Award. And in 2006, she became the first hip-hop artist to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not the first female hip-hop artist, the first hip-hop artist to really receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And 3, I know you had a relationship with Latifah too, not like a personal relationship, but business relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dana's mad cool, man. Like I said, like she's a trailblazer as well. I commend her for her and her business partner Shaq Kim thinking ahead and seeing what, you know what I mean, knowing that it wasn't just about the music business, that they saw the need for her to go into other things. And she was one of the first that really flourished in Hollywood as far as rappers turn actors. And you know what I mean, she did a great job. And then they also pivot again when she had her own talk show. That's exactly how I met her, the Queen Latifah.
You forgot about that? Yeah.
Hell yeah, I forgot about that.
That was popping.
That's how I met her. And a friend of mine was working for her street team. So I just happened to be with him one day, and she came out, and she got in the van. It was like on a break. She was drinking some water. She was like, put some music on. So at that time, I got my little company. We doing music. Put my shit in, shit that we've been doing. So long story short, she was like, yo, I love this shit. They wanted to have a meeting, play them what we had going on, and you know what I mean, a week later we had a joint venture with her and her partners.
Wow. Shout out to Marcy Brando on the check-in. We see you. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a hell of a story though. Yeah. She just jumped in the vans, like play some music.
Yeah, like
and you just happen to be ready.
Yeah, put some music on.
Shout out to 3, man.
Shout out to ready for every game.
3 ready, kid. Yeah. Listen now, but now, honestly, that's how you gotta be. When you know you in certain environments, you gotta stay ready because you never know when that opportunity is gonna present itself.
No doubt.
You never know who's gonna walk through that door. You never know who you're gonna be in the presence of. So you gotta stay ready, especially if your aspirations is to be there. You know what I mean? So salute to you for that. That's crazy. Word. Third on my list, Lauryn Hill, aka Lauren Noel Hill. Lauryn is often regarded as one of the greatest rappers of all time, as well as one of the most influential musicians in her generation. Lauryn is credited for breaking barriers for female rappers, popularizing melodic rap, and for bringing hip-hop and neo-soul to popular music. She's known for being the front woman of the Fugees and for her 1998 solo debut album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Classic.
Which became one of the best-selling albums of all time. Lauryn has won many accolades, including 8 Grammy Awards for the most for a which is the most for a female rapper to this day. Now,
Hold on, if I'm not mistaken, didn't that album just do something? I think
Diamond.
it just went Diamond.
Yeah, Diamond.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yo, and it's crazy because she just put out one album.
That's the crazy part about that. Yeah, I mean, just like you said, you just put out one album, and it's a shame she didn't put out nothing else, man. Like, because it was highly anticipated. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, that's it. I don't. But so does
she was on she was on other stuff, but that was like
her only.
No,
album.
that she was on other people's music and like
Fuji.
features. Yeah, but that was her only solo project. You know what I mean? And I think because it was so good and because the way it took off, and you know what I mean, we don't know where she was at that point in her life. But like I said, I had actually a conversation arguing about this album, why I have it. Actually, when we did the albums from that year,
Absolutely.
I think that one stood the test of time because look where it's at now. Like a lot of it came out of it, like the melodic shit. I don't think it's no Ja Rule without no Lauren. I think she's Drake before Drake. You know
before Drake?
Yeah, Drake. To me, Drake is what Lauryn Hill is, but a male, because she'll get up there and go and tear it down rhyming, and then she could go in there and give you a harmonized melodic R&B record. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of the same thing. Whereas Drake just kept going. I think if Lauryn would have kept doing that, she could have been very easily jump in and out of both bags.
That's a fact.
Very easily. Because when it was time to spit, she would spit.
And she was chopping dudes up. Yeah. For real. She was chopping
how
dudes
money
up.
Changed the situation. Just that bar right there, because money definitely does change situations.
And it changed the whole Fuji situation. And I think that's why she ended up leaving the group, if I'm not mistaken. Because they only did one album together, right? The Score. So she must have had a plan to just.
Now, I mean, I think it got messy because her and homie was dealing with each other.
That too.
That's always tough when you working and you working behind the scenes as well. You know what I mean? So that should always get messy. I don't think we have the food. As dope as Clef is, I don't think we have the Fugees being what they were without Lauryn in pocket. She was like the cheat code.
That's a whole fact, because I ain't gonna front. And this is no disrespect to you, Wyclef. A lot of his albums by itself was trash. Trailer Park trash. You know what I'm saying? Now, and it's no disrespect to him, man. And he got a lot of things under his belt as far as production credits and stuff like that. He's been a part of some big records. I know he got a lot of accolades too.
But I think that was more so than being an MC. I think that was his gift.
Production.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Being able to hear what should come from this person, being able to play a few instruments, being able. So I think that was his gift. And I think he kind of knew that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he kind of knew that he wasn't. They knew Lauryn was the star.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
She carried them.
Yeah.
Facts. Shout out to Lauryn Hill, man. She's still touring off that one album. Still doing it all. Shout out to Jay Boogie, man, for real. And he said, Nas dropped a lost tape tonight, and we getting lost stories. Okay, I'm going to check that out, man. You knew about that, 3? Nas dropped something tonight? Shout out to Jay Boogie. I'm going to definitely look into that too, man. Word up, man, for real. So, what's we at? Number 1, 2, 3, 4th on my list. Missy Elliott. Melissa Arnett Elliott, better known as Missy Elliott. Missy started her music career with an R&B group called Sister in the early to mid 90s, and later became a member of the Swing Mob collective along with childhood friend and longtime collaborator Timbaland, with whom she worked on projects for American R&B acts like Aaliyah, 702, Total, and SWV. And now that I think back and I'm reading off of that, she was on all of their joints. SWV. Oh yeah, she was on all of those.
She got
records.
a lot of
she
hits
got a lot
too.
of
Don't
hits.
get it twisted.
Facts.
Was she producing too?
Yeah,
no, she was producing, right?
Yes,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yes,
yeah.
she
producing and writing.
Yeah,
facts.
and writing. Yeah, facts too. Writing. Yeah,
facts.
yeah. She did a lot, a whole lot.
Before she even came out, she wrote a lot of stuff for other artists or whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. She launched her solo career in 1997 with her debut album Super Duper Fly, which spawned the top 20 single Sock It To Me, and the album debuted at the number 3 slot on Billboard's 200, the highest charting album for a female rapper at that time. And y'all know who the last one is, right?
Nah, who?
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim. Kimberly Denise Jones, better known as her stage name Little Kim, was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York City, where she lived much of her adolescent life on the streets after being kicked out of her home by her parents. In 1994, Little Kim was discovered by fellow rapper, and rest in peace to the notorious B.I.G., who invited her to join his group, the Junior Mafia, and their debut album became The Conspiracy, which generated 2 top 20 singles in the United States and went certified gold. Little Kim debuted her studio album, her solo album, Hardcore, in 1996, which was certified double platinum and has since sold more than 6 million copies worldwide and spawned 3 successful singles, No Time, Not Tonight, and Crush on You. It had the highest debut in the U.S. for a female rapper. And her following albums, Notorious K.I.M., La Bella Mafia, were also certified platinum. And in 2001, Little Kim reached number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 singles with Lady Marmalade, a remake of the La Bella 1974 single. I didn't know that Kim was charting like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, I knew she was getting busy, but those numbers, I didn't know she was putting numbers up like that.
Why you didn't think that?
Because most of it happened after Big.
Yeah, but it was already laid. The you know what I mean? It was already, the foundation was already there. Like I said, in another show, Big was the architect behind Kim. So you got one of the illest ever, kind of showing you where to go, writing most of the lyrics. The way she was able to keep it up, I was impressed with.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? I think Kim is the Allen Iverson of hip hop for me.
Shout out to 3 AI.
Yeah, trailblazer. You know what I mean? Like, that people wanted, all the chicks wanted to, follow her. Nobody was talking that nasty shit like her before she did it. Like, chicks was scared to like really go that route. You know what I mean? Just the same way AI came in the league, cornrows, tattoos. Who was doing that?
That's a fact.
Who was doing that? And then he birthed a whole generation of guys doing it.
That's a fact.
Guys follow behind him.
That's a fact.
So I put them in the same. I say she the Allen Iverson because she's always going just the same way AI is still relevant to this day because of what he left behind. It's like with Kim. That's just my opinion.
No. It's facts though. It's definitely some facts to that. You know what I mean? She did set a trail for people like Nicki Minaj, who actually bit her album cover in a photo shoot.
Yeah.
With the lollipop.
The mixtape. But think about the hip hop we were getting from females pre-Little Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Think about the music we were getting pre-Little Kim. When we had the Queen Latifahs of the world, MC Light, Salt and Pepper.
They were more rough.
The Brat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then after Kim, here comes Trina. Here comes all these other chicks talking that talk.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
To this day.
To this day. It's still going on.
Day.
It's still going on to this day where you can't identify if a new female, and this is no disrespect, you can't identify if a new female artist is a stripper or a rapper if you just saw them visually.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I'm not knocking it. It's the music business. That's what sells. That's what people want to hear.
Absolutely.
That's what they're running to. Like, you're not going to, most of these females, you're not going to go to a show and they don't turn around and twerk while they're rapping.
Yeah.
Where it's like somebody like, so I think it's all about what you like, what you're into. But I think Little Kim is the sole reason that people accepted that from a female.
That's a fact. Shout out to my big bro Psycho. I see you on the check-in.
And can I give a little
Let's go.
Female history?
Let's go, Jay.
MC Sha Rock, man, is the first female MC.
And I stumped y'all on that back in the when Pip Jones was here. She's from Queensbridge. Go ahead. Talk about it.
Yes. From the group Funky 4+1. You know what I mean? Her style was influenced to like MC Light, and DMC from DMC.
Word.
And yeah. Let me see what's a single. I don't know if I got a single, but yeah, she's one of those that's definitely the pioneer of hip hop, MC Shot Rock. You know what I mean?
So I have a question. Why do we think that Shantae gets lost in a lot of
And
this?
that was going to be my honorable mention. That's what I was
Okay.
just about to say.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like she was more popular at the time. I think she was more solo, but because Shot Rock was in the group Funky 4+1, and she was the +1. And who he's talking about again?
Roxanne.
Shantae was by herself. But was she with UTFO?
Yes.
Yes, she was with them too,
UTFO. Yes.
So,
but she doesn't get the credit that she did. I guess because her body of work isn't like, because I was going to give her. It isn't extensive because I was going to give her flowers, but compared to what I just ran off for the.
And that's because we from the backyard, so we kind of know Shantae, and we know what she about, and we know the trail that she blazed. I'm talking about, worldwide, and I guess she didn't have the success that those other females have.
Absolutely not.
And remember, there was 2 Shantaes at that time too. There was like it was a little controversy.
Yeah, but the real MCs knew who the real Shantae was.
Yeah.
So I think I think that's why she kind of stood out, because she was chopping dudes' heads off.
That's a whole fact. Told Nas, nigga, if you don't come out here and spit something that's gonna knock my head off, pause, I'm gonna beat your ass every time I see you. Like Nas made sure he gave her credit, man. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, she didn't have the machine behind her back then either.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she had a major record deal.
No.
She was under Marley.
Yeah, and that's what I think as well. I think that the belief that a female MC can win at that time was probably far-fetched. So maybe they didn't, put the whole house behind her, put everything up, put the bag up on her. Like, we got to push Shantae. It was more about Shan and Kane and Biz and, all the guys that were coming. But I guess record labels didn't feel that a female could, win at that point, because little did they know.
Hip hop
was a whole fact.
Hip hop was still new at that time. So,
absolutely.
And then the male MC was the most dominant one, So, the female MC wasn't taking that serious.
It was no belief. And we also got to remember that they didn't think that hip hop was going to cut through the way it eventually did. You know what I mean? So a lot didn't go certain ways because they felt like this shit was going to be a fad.
That's true.
They thought it was going to come and go. So it was like, why am I going to even bother? And now it's the #1 genre in the world.
Craig.
People in Japan and China like this. Wu-Tang Clan, Germany, G-Unit. Like, for real, kid. Hip hop came a long way. But yes, Shantae was definitely one of my honorable mentions, man. But out of this group, man, of female MCs, to you, who was the most influential to the hip hop culture? I'm gonna just run them off again. It was Lauren,
out of
Kim,
the 5 you named.
Out of the 5 I named, Lauren, Little Kim, Missy, Latifah, MC Lyte. Who was the most influential to the game?
Who had the biggest impact, or who was
biggest impact?
Who was? I'm gonna have, out of those people, I'm gonna have to go with. The reason I'm gonna go with Latifah is because it wasn't just music. If it was just music, I would go with Missy and Lauren. If it was just music, I would go with Missy and Lauren. But if we go in totality, I'm gonna go with Latifah because, like you just said, not the first female hip hop with the star, the first hip hop
with a star,
You know what I mean? So it's almost like saying somebody else versus what LL has been able to do. You know what I mean? What he has been able to do. It's like his name is gonna live forever, regardless. Whether you listen, if you don't listen to the music, you might turn the TV on and see him.
That's a fact.
You might put a movie on and see him. So it's just different. You're not gonna see Missy in a movie. You're not gonna see Missy doing daytime TV. You're not gonna see Missy doing a comedy. You know what I mean?
So it's a fact.
Like she did a movie with Steve Martin, and that's the time I was out there in LA with her. She was doing that movie.
Facts. When they was like in a relationship.
Bring it down the house.
Yes.
So she just, she knocked down so many doors. So I mean, I would have to say Latifah.
Nah, 100%. Now that you say that, like when you say that and mention that, she was 50 before 50 without the controversy.
Yeah.
Because she's all over the TV screen. Set It Off was like, that was it for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then, like you said,
that's
on the living single and
that's a classic, not a cult classic. Like
Facts.
that's a classic.
That's it.
That's a classic. And her role, her scene, classic.
I think that's what blew her up.
Chloe.
That movie, yeah.
You know what I
think
mean?
that movie, yeah.
Set It Off.
She killed it, yeah.
Yeah, she killed
I think
that.
it was a build-up. I think Set It Off was just like we got something with her because she was good in Juice. Remember, she did the joint with Denzel.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Too, yeah.
She did the joint with Denzel, where she was the nurse's aide. So she did doing a thing. So I would have to say Latifah. Out of that 5, I would say Latifah.
Which one was her first movie though?
I think Set It Off.
Set It Off.
Set It Off had to be. Yeah, Set It Off was her
Set It Off,
first
yeah.
movie. Hold on.
That's
The
why I said
Cookout
it was
came-
kind of like a
Cookout
build-up.
came
So
after that, right?
that's why I said it was a build-up. Set It Off was probably the first, but then after Set It Off, no, Set It Off wasn't first. I think Juice was before Set It Off. She was in Juice.
She was in Juice?
Yeah. She was in
Gotta look that
Juice.
up.
Yeah, I don't remember her in Juice. Word? Yo, 3, you got was she?
You don't like my tape? This nigga look like Gumby. Fuck you and your tape, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Y'all
fuck with
forgot
you.
about that. Word
Jim
to
Jones and
mother.
them just reenacted that scene with her. I don't know what it's gonna be on. It's probably gonna be on one of their videos, but they just did that scene over. And shout out to Superstar J. Superstar J is in the scene because he's on the line. Remember all the DJs was on the line waiting to play their tape for her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember?
shit.
Give it up for GQ. She was the host.
Yeah.
She was the MC. She was the host for the talent show.
Oh, shit. You right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you right.
That was before Set It Off.
Wow, man. Damn, man.
3 is a hip hop historian.
Nah. 3 be on this shit, man. Like I said, man.
I got
be on
a
this shit.
photographic memory.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
yo,
it,
I
man.
forgot, though.
It's something.
Yeah.
Wow. I gotta go back and watch that now. I gotta get back on my classics, man. I was looking at a Bruce Lee joint the other night, but that's neither here nor there. Word them up. BruceLee was ill. Word up.
Where'd
man,
that
for
come
real.
from, yo? Where'd that
I
come
know. I'm just saying, like he took it back. I was just like, man, word up, man. But I kind of agree. Latifah definitely, yeah, like we said, man, she's the only hip hop artist, well, at the time with a star on the Walk of Fame, man. That's a big accomplishment.
She was doing things that others weren't doing. We
That's
could just
a
leave it
fact.
at that.
That's a whole
You know
fact.
what I'm saying?
And the way she came in, a lot of people wouldn't get that exposure after that. She came in super pro black.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Super pro black. The way they like, oh no, you trying to uplift your people? Like, but she broke through all them barriers, man, and got to where she was, man. Paved way for people like Moni Love too.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I
they was
mean?
only playing ladies first on video music.
Facts.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, facts. Facts, man. So shout out to Latifah, man. You gotta put some respect on her name because she definitely paved the way, man. So let's get to this, man. Let's talk a little NBA, man. So Ja Morant with the suspension. We already know he was on video with the gun. Denver police already dropped the charges. You know what I'm saying? But
You got a little money under the table.
he got a little money on the table for sure. Because how did you get the gun to Colorado, for one? But I ain't gonna crucify the man. If the police drop the charge, is the NBA going overboard now? Is the punishment excessive now?
What is it
for
now?
him? He's out for another 4 games, and then after those 4 games, they may still figure out whether or not they want to.
Don't believe that.
Don't
man.
believe that?
That shit is all.
You think so?
That shit is all PR. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they was going to lay their hammer down, they would have did it already.
Yeah.
It's not an NBA thing. It's a Memphis Grizzlies organization thing. It's almost like with Ime Udoka. That wasn't the NBA didn't come down on Udoka for having relations with an employee.
Because
That was-
people do it
that
all
was-
the time.
Yeah, that was all Boss. That was all the Celtics. So if they were going to lay their hammer down on Ja, this is like a slap on the wrist. Like, go home, think about it, do whatever. He gonna miss about a week or 2, and then he'll be back on the court.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. I don't see nothing really coming out of it. Like, it's been a lot of uproar with people coming to his defense, people saying, why are we tearing down? I seen Steven Jackson say something.
Shout out to Stack 5.
Not on this one. And that's my guy.
know.
Like, bro, you can't do something so irresponsible and then want to control how the masses respond to what you just did.
That's a fact.
Oh, our people are the 110. Yo, these people are doing their job. They can go up there. They don't have to pass judgment on him. But most of the people I've heard told him that he needs to make better decisions. It ain't nobody saying that this kid is an idiot, get him out the league. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, Ja, you're a privileged young black man in a very good position. Kids are watching you.
That's a fact.
So you do have a responsibility, whether you like it or not. Live your life off of social media, bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But we in that social media era.
Yeah, but I don't need to see my son's favorite player taking a fifth of Casamigos to the face. I don't need to see that. I don't.
Yeah.
We didn't see Michael Jordan tequila it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure even if it was social media, you wouldn't have saw Mike tequila it up.
Yeah. He's a different animal.
Exactly. So the same shit with Iverson. Like, everybody do what they do. You live how you live, but you gotta understand, like, why the fuck are you going live taking a fifth of Casamigos to the face as an athlete?
That's a fact.
As an NBA superstar. Why?
That's a fact.
What are you getting out of that?
Yeah, that was stupid. Real stupid with a capital S, man.
So that's my thing. Like, I understand the backlash and everybody saying, oh, but we shouldn't come. No, Ja is in a privileged position, bro. You making $200 million playing basketball. Kids are looking up to you. Kids are buying your sneakers. Kids are buying your jersey. You can't be on social media waving guns and throwing gang signs, bro.
That's a fact.
Like, you cannot do that.
Shout out to Frank Dreddy. Shout out to Zah Flair on the check-in, man. Yeah, I kind of agree, definitely, but I more so put the blame on his father too.
Nah, we're not doing that.
Why not?
We're not doing that.
His father with the crew hanging out with them niggas in the clubs too, like they his equals. Yeah, that's your son. That's the bag. He ain't supposed to be chilling with you.
I didn't hear nothing about Pops being in the club with him. I know T is seen on the TV screen doing what he do, but I salute T. T got his kid to where you want as a dad, as a parent, when you aspire to get your kid. I get my kid to make it. After that, he's a grown-ass man.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I poured into him, I just have to trust that he's going to do the right thing. You're not holding that kid's hand until he's 30 years old or wait until he's married.
That's
that boy is 23 years old. T. Morant got him from being an unrecruited player, working out in the backyard, got him to a Division I university. He was a lottery pick. He's worth millions of dollars. T. Morant did his fucking job.
That's a fact.
The same way LeVar Ball did his job, but everybody wanted to talk about the negative things they didn't like about LeVar Ball.
That's a fact.
I got two sons that went number 2 and number 3 in the fucking draft.
That's a fact.
Salute me.
That's a fact.
As a black man.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a
if
fact.
if that was a white man, they would be. It would have been all kind of articles about that.
That's a
the
whole
only
fact.
2 brothers taken in the top 3 picks ever.
That's a whole fact.
When does that happen?
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't happen.
Especially in hoops.
Nah, it doesn't. You got to be a special person to make it to
But
that
they
next
don't
level.
like how braggadocious he is and all this other stuff. I'm not really mad at T. Morant. I think T. Morant should pull his son to the side and say, you might have to send some of these niggas home. That's what I would say. You might have to send, because we all know the homeboy entourage. It'd be 1, it'd be 2, it'd be guys that you feel like those are your guys. You want to keep them close to you. I've witnessed it firsthand. Some of those guys are enablers.
That's a fact.
They'll be like, yo, like I'm the type, I'll tell my man, yo, you bugging, like you out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to understand, it's almost the big homie syndrome, where it's like, how can you be the big homie if you 23, your man with you is 20, your other man is probably 19. Like the blind leading the blind. Like,
That's
it's
a
nobody
fact.
there. They be like, yo, should we even be in here?
That's a fact.
And the funny thing is, they said that Steven Adams said to the team in a private team meeting,
Yeah, I was gonna say
that we should relax on going out when we on the road.
Yeah, he did say that.
Meaning that
Wow.
when we're in
They got-
other cities, we should kind of still chill and play the hotel and not really be out.
Because they got a losing record. It's like
Exactly.
12 and 20 something
Exactly.
on the road. Yeah, they got a bad road record. Very
So
bad.
you can equate that to them, doing more partying than being prepared. That's
That's a
why a
fact.
lot of times when games be coming on, I already be knowing teams is gonna lose. Them Them nights, oh, they play Miami tomorrow, lost. Oh, we got to play the Knicks at 12 p.m. noon, lost.
For the night before.
Because the night before, you in fucking Greenhouse or one of these joints or wherever, doing what you do. Miami, you in South Beach doing what you do. So you kind of understand. So as the vet, he said, we should kind of lay back on going out while we on the road because they have a losing road record, and he felt like it attributes to them wanting to go out. Guys hitting these different cities wanting to go out. They were in Denver. They played that night.
Yeah, and lost.
And lost. And y'all in the club getting wasted.
And it's already hard playing in Denver already. Like Colorado, the air is different up there. You know what I mean? That's why Denver already got their advantage because they used to playing in that environment. So you're a traveling team, and like you said, you had out the night before getting drunk. You're already coming in, you're gonna become dehydrated, already playing that thin ass air. Like, come on, man. Like, it's crazy because Carmelo went on record saying that the NBA is part of the feds. He said David Stern told him, like, yo, you gotta get rid of your entourage. He said, I know when you go to sleep, I know when you wake up, I know who you hang out with, I know where they live, I know where you going when you think you low, I know everything. He said, if you don't get your act together, you out of here. You know what I mean? This is a corporation. We put millions of dollars in your pocket. You got to lose some of the people that's around you. You know what I mean? He made Melo cover up that tattoo on his arm, just like they made AI do a lot of things. You know what I mean?
The dress code.
The dress code. That's why I said they need to bring back the dress code. A lot of these dudes work. Of course.
That's never going to happen in today's climate.
Come on. You got these dudes walking around with tight ass pants, goofy ass red boots on, looking like Ronald McDonald and Mega Man. Like,
oh yeah,
come on, like
better than that.
What advantage? What example are you setting for the next generation? You know what I mean? It's actually worse than it was back then.
Yeah, but they're going to hit you with the freedom of expression. They're going to hit you with
the new thing now.
Yeah, that's the new thing. So I say in this day and age, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening.
They're going to hit you with the freedom of expression. I should be able to wear what I want, whether that's a skirt, whether that's the kilt, the whole metrosexual. Like it just is what it is. Yeah. I don't agree with it. You know, I don't think a dress code is going to change. I think guys should be able to, wear what they want to wear, man. We're not going to change that. Like, you're not really going to be able to police how somebody really lives their life. Long as these guys aren't doing anything super reckless, you know what I'm saying? As professional athletes, I don't have a problem with what you wear, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, but as far as what Ja did, going back to what Kyrie did, and Kyrie didn't even really do nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't really.
How about that?
He didn't even really do nothing. You know what I mean? So,
and Nike didn't even put a slap on the wrist with Ja Morant. They ain't do nothing.
Nothing. He on there flashing hammers. Kyrie just posted a link.
They would lose more traction and gain. They know that if they would have turned their back on Ja at this moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It would have been an outrage. Like, oh, he's only 23, he made a mistake.
Player, you turned your back on.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been good look.
America loves their guns from like cold dead hands. Like Charleston, what's his name? Charlton White. For real, man. Like, this man was, I ain't gonna bury the brothers, but it's just bad that, like you said, Nike ain't stepping and say nothing. That's a whole hammer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even as little as it was, that little tutu, put that shit away. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. But shout out to Dreads. He said his kicks just dropped as well. So they definitely was we already invested.
Them joints shipped. They were fucking that bag up. Them joints shipped out already.
For real. So let's talk about your man, KD. Hurt again. I was
say, who my man?
Hurt again.
I say, who my man?
On the layup line.
That's crazy. And I thought it was a joke. Like, I seen it too. Like,
you know what that is, Jay?
What?
Good old karma.
I knew he was gonna come with some
good old karma.
Come with some conspiracy theory shit.
That's God like this.
That shit ain't no karma, man. I mean,
that's the Nets God.
Rolled his ankle, man. You know what I mean? From what, like I said, man, I got my inside sources, man. Kid is gonna be back, man. It ain't nothing.
Ooh, before the season? I thought he was
he'll be back. He'll be back before the season. He'll be back like the last week and a half of the season.
And what they doing after they making a championship run?
I mean, listen, the reason why I would be hesitant to say any. I don't know who's winning. Now, the most I could say is I think the powerful teams that can win this shit is in the East. That's the most I can say. I think the champ is coming out the East. You know what I mean? But however, with the league being so wide open, meaning I don't really believe in Denver. I don't think Sacramento has enough vets or leadership to win.
I can't front. Sabonis killed us the other day. Yo, he was making Mitchell Robinson look like a baby.
Yeah, so I don't it's nobody I really fear where I'm like, nah, they not beating them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said previously, Kevin Durant is one of those guys. When you're a skill guy, it's kind of easier to get reacclimated than if you're a guy who depends on your physical attributes. Meaning that when Zion comes back, he kind of has to get readjusted into the system because he depends on his athleticism. So if he hurts a knee, a ligament, he got to get readjusted physically, conditioning wise. Whereas KD and Steph, they're skill guys. Steph been out for a month and he just had a 40 ball the other night.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Like, yeah.
He you know what I mean? So skill guys, you kind of can get reacclimated a little bit quicker than a guy who relies on his physical attributes because before you even come back, you on the court polishing your shit. You getting right. So you getting rest, you getting right. So it's kind of easy to get you back into the fold where as a guy who depends on his physical shit, or if he was a back to the basket guy or a big, it's kind of hard to get them back going. Like I think LeBron, even when he comes back, it's going to take him a little while to get kind of reacclimated to that team because they're playing different now that he's out. They're playing totally different.
Facts.
They're walking it up when they walk it up. They're dumping that shit in the AD. LeBron doesn't play that way. LeBron plays downhill and dictates everything. So now they're playing totally different than when they play. So when he comes back, what they got to do? They got to reacclimate how we play around LeBron.
And they're playing man-to-man instead of zone.
Yeah. So when KD comes back, I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying when he comes back, he's an easier piece to drop on a team and say, play basketball.
That's a whole fact. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Because he's not really a ball stopper. You're not doing a whole bunch of isolations where everybody's staying around. You're running KD off pin downs. And then when all else fails, just give this 6'11" two guard nigga the ball and get out the way and let him do. So is it a bad look? Yeah, because they needed that time. I thought that they was about to put their foot on the gas and try to catch that 2 seed.
Because Booker been cooking.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And the reason Booker been cooking is because, like we said on this show 2 weeks ago, KD is like the cheat code because now you're gonna put your best defender on who? KD.
Yeah.
So who the fuck is gonna guard D Book when he's a first option guy too?
Yeah, facts.
Somebody that's not the best defender on the team. So that's why he averaged a calm 35 right now with KD in the lineup.
Yeah. And you know, we did have this conversation the other day too, man. So we're gonna move along to the Dallas Mavericks, man. Was 3D right, man? It don't look like they could get it right in Dallas. It looked like, you know, they both trying to get out each other's way. They both trying to, you shoot the ball, you shoot it. And it just don't look like it's flowing right. Right now, they about, 3-8 or 9 together. And then Luka got hurt the other night.
Yeah, I think they 3-9. And
3-9.
They played about 6 games together.
Facts.
Yeah.
Word. And 2 of those wins was without Luka.
Yeah.
Those are the first 2 games when Kyrie was there.
They still need more pieces on the team, though, I think.
Yeah, they need more defenders. They need big rebounders.
They definitely need more pieces. And like I said, with the whole trade, did they get better talent-wise? Yes. You acquired a top 15 player in Kyrie. They got better talent-wise.
You said 15?
He's a top 15 player. I'm not putting him top 10. I got 10 guys I got before him. I think he's a top 15 player. But I didn't think that trade will move the needle out west because as much you add in Kyrie, but you're taking away defense.
Facts.
Whereas they was a top 10 defensive team last year, and now they in the bottom 10 this year. And that's why they were able to compete last year because they were top 10 defense. Mm-hmm. And then on a good night, if those shooters get going around Luka, that's why they was able to get the Suns up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they wasn't going to run through 4 rounds of the playoffs doing that shit. They just happened to catch fire versus Phoenix in the second round.
That's a fact.
So you and everybody wants to compare it. Well, we seen Jalen Brunson be successful next to Luka, so we already know Kyrie is. Here's the difference: it was Jalen Brunson with Luka and those other defenders.
That's a fact.
So now you comparing it wrong because Jalen Brunson, you take him away and you take the defenders away. Now it's just Luka and Kyrie
That's a fact.
and
That's
a bunch of ancillary role players.
That's a fact.
Because Brunson can't guard nobody. He's just like Kyrie. They can't guard nobody.
Can't check his code at a party.
With a hanger.
So, hold on, this is Jay. Jay want to check, and he saying he want to hear us online. I definitely gotta agree. You know what I mean? They don't look like it's a good fit. They did lose some defenders. They definitely need some big men. They was getting killed on the inside against Phoenix the other day, man, and they couldn't stop Booker at all. No matter who they put on him, couldn't stop him. Kyrie was getting his, but they couldn't stop Phoenix at all. And KD put his fingerprints all over that game.
I seen a clip where they were showing Dallas every game that Doncic and Kyrie's played together, and they were showing every team's best player dominating them. So every game that they lost, they would show the best player on the opposing team getting whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
So whether it was, say it was the Knicks, Randall getting whatever he wanted. It's Phoenix, Booker, Durant getting whatever he wanted.
Facts.
Sacramento, Fox getting whatever he wanted.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they were showing every team's best player getting whatever he wanted versus Dallas because they have no interior defense.
That's a
and
fact.
they have no perimeter defense.
That's a
Because you
fact.
took away Finney Smith, you took away Dinwiddie, you took away these guys that you
contributors,
that you depended on to defend.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you got, when have you seen a dynamic backcourt win a title without elite defensive players around them? And it's only been a few teams.
Mm-mm.
The Detroit Pistons with Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars.
Facts.
And the Detroit Pistons with Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups.
That's a fact.
And who was
saying Dumars ain't playing no defense?
Only other team that got close was Philly, but they
what
didn't
I'm
beat
saying
LA.
is those are the only teams with a dynamic backcourt, meaning the point guard and the shooting guard. The other players around them were what?
Role players.
Defenders. Dynamic defenders.
Yeah, defenders, yeah.
That Pistons team that won a title, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince. No, I'm talking about the Chauncey
Billups
Rip team. Now, if we go to the Isaiah and Joe team, Bill Laimbeer, John Edwards,
that's a fact.
Dennis Rodman,
that's a fact.
Mark Aguirre, like you had defenders around, so you can't have a dominant backcourt.
Rodman,
and then holes, and then holes, and then these guys can't check nobody.
Facts. Sheesh.
He's on fire today.
Yeah, he's on fire. Now, let's talk about a team that was on fire, but right now they're going through it. The Knicks. Jalen Brunson got hurt again the other night. You know what I mean? We on a 2-game losing streak. We gave away that game against Charlotte, man. It was a trap game. You know, they had some tired legs. They let the Hornets stay in the game, and they ended up pulling it out and beating them at home. Now, the road is a different story. Now we out west, and it's going to be a gruesome West Coast swing because we got 4 games in 5 nights, I believe. No, 4 games in 6 nights. And we lost the first one to Sacramento, which is a tough team. Domantas Sabonis was killing us. He was killing Mitchell Robinson. He was using them. Like, we was like one of the number 1 teams defensively in the paint heading into that game. He shredded us the first quarter. He had like 11 points in the paint in the first quarter. So he just was doing pretty much whatever he wanted to do, man. Obviously, Brunson wasn't on his A game because of his ankle. He hurt it the other day. Quickly was struggling. RJ Barrett was getting work from Murray on Sacramento's side. And the Knicks just ended up sliding, man. So what I'm fearing is that we might slide back into that 6th seed, man, if we don't get our act together, heading into the playoffs. Right now, guys can't afford to be hurt or fatigued because right now we want to stay within that 4 or 5 range because I think that I know we have a winnable series if we match up against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round. 3 laughing. I know we got a winnable series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. I want to see us advance. I want the league to see us advance so that some of these other players can say, you know what? I could come and add on to what they doing over there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just hope that things shape out right after this West Coast swing. 3, what you want to say, man? I know. Go ahead, man.
Oh boy.
Mediocre special.
Nah, I
Go
don't,
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think they slide lower than. I don't think they slide lower than 5. I think
Lower than 5?
No, I think they hold down 5.
The Nets been doing well these past couple games too.
The Nets is going to eventually pull a plug on what's going on over there. They're gonna pull a plug on that.
What's the sense of that? They already knee deep.
What's the sense of keep winning? They could get a better draft pick.
They still gonna be teams. They ain't getting no lottery pick.
Yeah, that team that they can couple that team pick with something else to get something else. You know what I mean?
Fact.
It makes no sense for them to try to go make the playoffs. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Now, if it happens, I'm sure they wouldn't mind it, but I think the smart thing to do would be like, okay, so when the season come down to the end, they might start resting guys. They might start pulling guys out the lineup. We might see Cam Thomas back in the starting lineup to get some reps. Like, who knows? I just think that the Knicks are going to hold on to 5, and I think that 4-5 matchup with Cleveland is going to come to fruition. And I like Cleveland. It's no knock to
you like Cleveland.
it's no knock to the Knicks fans. I just like Cleveland. I think
what we doing again
on this Knicks roster? It's no for me. It's no experience on this Knicks roster as far as playoff basketball is concerned. Jalen Brunson's played the most playoff games than anybody on the team.
So hold on,
Julius Randle has only played 5 playoff games in his entire career.
So
he's our best player.
So where's all the experience on Cleveland side? Donovan Mitchell.
We got D. Mitchell, a superstar in Donovan Mitchell.
What about Darius Garland?
It don't matter. D. Mitch has played more playoff games than all of those guys put together.
How far did Donovan Mitchell go in the playoffs?
It don't matter. He's playoff tested already.
That nigga been out of there second round.
Yeah.
Them niggas is mediocre special.
Winning is a team thing. A player showing up in the playoffs, that's totally different.
But 3
boys show up in the playoffs.
He's the leader of the pack.
Okay. Can we say that about Julius Randle? Have you seen Julius Randle in the playoffs? Have we seen Quentin Grimes in the playoffs?
Not yet.
Have we seen we haven't seen these guys in the fold in the playoffs? I've seen Donovan Mitchell in playoff basketball. Like, I think it'll be a great. I'm not saying they're gonna run through. Either team is gonna run through. I think it's gonna be a great series.
I can't wait for that one.
Man. I think it's gonna be a great series.
And what did you say? You had the blue dot against what? A box of donuts?
No, the blue dot versus Kevin Hart.
About Kevin Hart? All right.
Now you talking about the Knicks going to the Eastern Conference Finals? I got $1,000 to a box of donuts, nigga. I eat Krispy Kreme.
Damn.
They not going to no Eastern Conference Finals. That ain't happening.
Oh, well, we also know somebody wasn't going to jail, man. Sean Kemp. He was let out of jail, man, after an alleged shootout at a strip mall in Seattle, man. So for those of you that have been following the story, I believe somebody tried to rob his vehicle, or they did rob his vehicle.
They did.
And shots went off.
Nah, what happened is
Talk about it, 3.
Some merchandise was stolen from his vehicle, probably a phone, laptop, something. He had a tracker on it. So he tried to track it.
Find your phone.
He had a tracker, so this motherfucker went and tried to track it himself and approached somebody in a parking lot, and they start popping at him.
Yeah, they was popping at him first.
Like, he's wilding.
Boop, boop, boop. Like, they said he had no cover, no nothing. His tall ass. Easy talking.
And he ain't the Rain Man from the 80s, 90s.
He ain't jumping over no bullet.
He look like the snowman right now, baby.
Yeah, but he's wilding though. I mean, if you're gonna do all that, from what I heard is that he's out there getting it with that weed shit.
I heard that too.
He out there getting it with that weed shit, and they, people are kind of, envious of like, nigga, you don't need the money, like, you the Rain Man, like, you. But he out there getting it with that weed shit, and they not feeling that. Like, the residents is not feeling that. He out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? But he running the business. Like,
that's a whole fact.
But if you are running a business, just a FYI, and somebody steals something, you have a track on it. Do not
Send
go
the
try to
police.
cover your shit by yourself, man. We could have been saying R.I.P. Rain Man.
Hey, man,
Nobody
that's a
want
fact.
Keeping it real
Nobody
goes
wants
wrong.
shit.
He said, "Oh, these niggas think I'm soft."
Yeah, they
All right, word. And last on the list, man, Kendrick Perkins and JJ Redick, man. I know y'all seen the
Oh,
video.
Lord.
JJ Redick done lit into Kendrick Perkins'
I gotta ask
ass.
my man JOJ.
Go ahead.
You agree with Perk?
What he say again? Perk.
Perk
Oh,
is-
nah, man.
Perk is trying to imply that
Nah, this is
the media who are voters
Mhm.
might be racist or biased towards white players because the players who have won MVP previously that were white players from 1990 on, none of them have been top 10 in scoring. But if you go look at the black players, most of them, they have to be top 10 in scoring. They have to, they have to check every box, whereas the white player might not have to check every box. So do you agree with Perk on that
First of
end?
all, it's overwhelming that more black players have won MVP. That's number one.
We make up
And
80% of the league, baby.
That's what I'm saying. And then they choose and they show that it's diverse. The people that pick the MVPs every year is diverse. So that's another thing too. What you think?
I think he got a point there.
I think he got a point. I just think it wasn't well put together. I don't think
Right.
the
You think he
point-
got a point?
Yeah,
Of
he has
course,
a point. He has a
Steve
point.
Nash.
Because
What,
every
over Kobe?
every year they move the goalposts. Every year it's like, let us know, like, what are y'all going by? Are y'all going by numbers? Are y'all going by stats? Are y'all going by this player team record? Because Steve Nash won an MVP, and I always had his argument when I do my point guard list,
Let's go.
and they always want to throw at me Steve Nash won 2 MVPs, and I'm like, yo, Steve Nash MVP year numbers are some of the point guards average more than that for their career.
Facts.
So how the fuck is he the MVP averaging 17 points and 11 assists when you have guys who are averaging 20 points and 9 or 10 assists for their career?
Facts.
So it has to do with his team was number 1 in the West and won 60 plus games.
Whole
So
fact.
now you're giving it to a guy because his team's success, or you're giving it to him because you think that he's the most important piece, or because of his stats. They change it every year. Like when they gave it to Westbrook, his team finished 7th, but because he averaged a triple double, y'all gave him the MVP.
Triple double Russell.
When James Harden should have won it because he averaged 30, 9, and 8, and his team was number 2 in the West. So he should have won it.
So you can't blame that on black or white voters.
No, I'm just saying the voting system in general is like, I don't know.
You're just saying it's horrible.
I don't know what they're basing it on.
So you can't. That's what I mean. So you can't even say that that you think that is right. That they just all over the place. So
Perk's main
whoever-
argument was they want to give it to Joker because of his numbers. But when Russell Westbrook was averaging a triple double for all those consecutive years, they was calling him a pat statter and all this other stuff. But
Facts.
unfortunately, Perkins' argument, and if I was on that stage, I would have told him the difference is Jokic has his team in number 1. Westbrook had his team barely making the fucking playoffs. So it's not even the same story. It's not the same sandwich. Like he's trying to make it the same thing. It's not. Every year that Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double, his team went home in the first round. Every year that he averaged a triple double, his team went home in the first round. So
But
how is it?
It's
How
still
is it?
regular season though? It's not. And then the criteria. What is the criteria?
That's my point. Like we don't know. They don't say the MVP is made up of boom, boom, boom. They just go by who they
just
think.
go how they feel. Yeah, that's what. So
Because
so it is what
personally,
it is.
I think it's Joel Embiid.
right now.
Yes,
Joel Embiid.
yes, because I think if you remove Joel Embiid, and same thing could be said for Joker. I think if you remove
Fact.
if you remove Joel Embiid from Philly, I don't even think they top 6 in the East. They might be number 10
That's a fact. Actual fact.
with just James Harden and Maxey. I think they're like 10, 11 in the East.
Yeah, that's a fact. I can agree with that.
I think his numbers show for it. And anytime it's a big game, he's there. Like he gave Joker that work. Head to head, he gave him that 40 ball.
Yes. Yeah. 3 don't like them European players.
No,
man.
it's not even it's not even about that. Like, let me know, is it about stats, or it's about impact, or it's about the guy who has done the most with the less? Like, I just don't know.
It's however they feel that year.
No, but every voter might have a different perception. Like all 5 of us, all 4 of us in this room, they say, yo, who's your MVP? But we all might be judging it from, if they don't give us the criteria, you're going to be judging it from who averaged more points. Still might be judging it from who team has the better record. I might be judging it from who I like. You know what I'm saying? So we all.
But if we talking impact and stats, how you putting Embiid over Joker?
But the impact that's never been the case, because if it was the person with the impact and stats, that person will win it every year. That's an easy fix. Who won MVP last year?
Joker.
Who won MVP the year before that?
Joker.
Who won it before that?
It wasn't Embiid. It was, I believe, was it Giannis? Who was it before that, man? It wasn't Luka. I don't know.
And
remember.
It's 100 of them. It's 100
So
votes
look,
and one fan.
It was
listen,
Joker back to back.
If we're talking about impact and stats, Luka should have an MVP already.
Yes.
He doesn't. But
Yeah.
the thing is, you can be a great player on a team that just happens to run everything through you. And I think that that's what Joker is a product of. Not that he's not a great player. I think that he's the best player on his team, and they run everything through him, similar to LeBron. Like, and I said this, having a guy like LeBron on your roster is a gift and a curse, because everything has to be done the way he wants. He has to have the perfect construction around him. So it's like everything that you do as a team is built through having LeBron.
Facts.
So if you take that away, you're stuck. So like, if Joker was to say Joker went down and he was out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Them niggas is sliding
They
the
terrible.
knife.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because everything they do
It's through
is
him.
predicated on him.
Yeah.
It's similar to how LeBron has been his entire career. So it's just tough, man. Like, the MVP could be, these are all great players. Jason Tatum, Luka, Joker. It's just about what they decide that they want to base it on. The record, the most points. I don't know, because they've never given a criteria saying that the MVP is made up of X, Y, and Z.
That's a fact.
So it's always going to be, opinionated.
That's a fact.
And a lot of people have problems with the opinionation of the voters because
it's 100 of them. Though.
they just
That's
be
a lot.
all over. They be all
That's
over
a
the
lot.
place with that.
That's a fact. That's a
Then
fact.
Joker 1-2. Then Giannis 1-2. Harden, Russell, Stephen Curry 1-2. Durant, LeBron 2. Derrick Rose. We can keep going. LeBron, Kobe, Dirk, Nash 1-2. Kevin Garnett, Duncan 1-2 in a row. Iverson, Shaquille, Carmelo, Jordan, David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon, Charles Barkley, Jordan, Magic.
Magic won
Damn.
4 straight.
4 straight.
Magic won 4 straight.
1990, from 1987 to 1990. 4 straight.
Why? Magic won 4 straight.
This is
Yes.
I read a metric the other day that said if the MVP voting was basically solely on stats, impact, and production of those stats, Michael Jordan should have 9 MVP awards.
That's a whole fact. That's a fact.
They said if it was based on that alone, which they're kind of moving towards, production, stats, and impact of those stats, Jordan should have had 9 MVPs. That's insane.
That's a fact.
So that means that y'all voting how y'all want to vote, because and sometimes they get voter fatigue. Like, we're not giving it to Mike again. We know he's the best player in the league, but
Facts.
let's give it to Malone because what he did for Utah.
It's just like all-star voting. Same
You know
thing.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like,
I think that's hard to control because it's too many. It's like if it was 10, I could see, but like 100 voters is like how you sway 100 voters. You know what I mean?
the narrative is portrayed by the media. You got to understand.
And that's who votes too, though.
Exactly.
The
The media votes, and the momentum of the MVP is driven by who? The media. So if the media's narrative is Giannis is the MVP, Giannis is winning the fucking MVP.
That's
Yeah.
a whole
So
fact.
if the narrative is Joker's gonna potentially win his third MVP, that's the narrative. That's what the media is gonna run with.
That's
But
a fact.
does the media really talk about the Joker like that? I don't think so, though.
They don't, because he's a European
The
player.
media does talk about Joker. And
Not
that's
as
why,
much.
That's why he's right now the favorite to win MVP, because the media is the ones pumping that in.
But
The
he
players
deserves
ain't
it.
doing it.
Yeah, of course not. You know the players. ain't
So
doing
who
it.
do y'all think is pumping the narrative that the Joker could potentially win his third MVP? The
Yeah,
media.
of course, the media. Yeah. But Magic won 4 straight. That's crazy.
How the fuck Magic went 4 straight and Jordan dominated 5 years consecutively and only won 2, where he was the best player in the world. He was the winning everything.
Because of Showtime in the 80s. That
Remember
was
he
the
took a
talk of the
year off,
time.
too. He took a year
87,
off, too.
88, 89. It was Showtime basketball.
Mike had a
LA.
span. Mike had a span in 5 years where he didn't lose he didn't lose more than 2 games in a row.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
When
Word.
did
Where he
Mike?
didn't lose 2 games in a row.
What years Mike won the first 3?
I think he got his first one in
90.
91, I think.
91, and then Charles Barkley won that 93.
Yes. When he went to the Suns.
Suns,
Mhm.
and then he took a year off, and then what? He won 3 after that, maybe. No, he didn't.
No,
he won 3
three
more
finals
three
MVPs.
finals
after
MVPs.
that.
After
Looking at
that.
I think Mike won
Then
a
you got-
league. I think Mike won a league MVP where he
Yeah,
had a
he
crazy
won-
year, and it might have been 90. What they won their first year?
96.
91.
96.
96.
No, was it 92 that he won?
91.
That he won
92,
MVP,
93.
He won
defensive player of the
91
year,
and
and his
92.
scoring
Trifecta.
title.
Yeah, he had all 3. He won all 3.
Damn.
Where he won MVP, defensive player of the year,
Yeah, and finals MVP.
and finals MVP.
That's
Yeah.
never been done before, though, right?
Mike
Probably
did it.
has. Yeah, Mike did it. Fact of fact. Word. Yeah, Mike was something different, man. For real, man. Shout out to Money, man. Word up, man. We blew through the first hour and some change, kid. Word up, man.
Yes, sir.
We need to take it to a DJ
We
JOJ
got a
mini mix.
we got a Biggie mix over there.
Uh-oh.
I can do a biggie.
Let's go, Jay.
Okay.
He put you on blast right now, kid. Rest in peace to B.I.G., man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I know that his family don't like celebrating his music, but listen, man.
On this day.
On this day.
On this
day.
day.
But hey, man, had Bars and Hoops, man. We give him his flowers, man. He was definitely a great man, GOAT of all time. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna take it to that spin cycle with DJ JOJ, man. Biggie mix, man. And when we come back, strictly hip hop. We talking Melly Mel, aka Muscle Simmons. He out here. He out here doing arm curls. Talking about I ain't intimidated by nobody.
I ain't mad at Melly Mel, man, but we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
we gonna
though.
get to
I ain't
that,
mad
man.
at Melly Mel.
Don't forget the number to call in is 516-206-0711. No off season on Bars and Hoops Radio. Check in with us.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip hop and sports live.
The Commission, Uncle Paulie, C. Diddy, Caesar Leo, De Janeiro, Charlie Baltimore,
Is the
Iceberg
mic off?
Slim, the most
Oh, it's probably
shady,
my mic.
Frankie Baby. We here.
You know what beef is? Do you
We ain't going nowhere.
ask yourself? Do you know
Uh.
what beef is?
Ha 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 ha. Check out this bizarre rapper style used by me. The B.I.G. I put my key, you put your key in. Money will be seeing. We'll reach the fucking ceiling. Check it. My calico been cop. This rap Alfred Hitchcock drop top notch. Player hating won't stop. This instant. Rappers too persistent. Quick to spit. Biggie name on shit. Make my name taste like ass when you speak it. See me in the street, your jewelry, you can keep it. That be our little secret. See me. B that is, I that is, G Wiz. Motherfuckers still in my biz. I hope they know my nigga gotta fucking kidnap kids. Fuck them in they ass, throw them over the bridge. That's how it is. My shit is laid out. Fuck that beef shit. That shit is played out. Y'all got the goal. All I make is one phone call. All y'all disappear by tomorrow. All your guns is borrowed. I don't feel sorrow. Actually, your man passed the gap to me. Now check this. What's beef? Beef is when you need 2 cats to go to sleep. Beef is when your moms ain't safe up in the streets. Beef is when I see you guaranteed to be in ICU. One more time, what's beef? Beef is when you make your enemies start your G. Beef is when you roll no less than 30 deep. ICU, guaranteed to be in ICU.
Let's ride, let's
Armed and dangerous, ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up, we no angel dust. Label us notorious. Thug ass niggas that love the bus. It's strange to us. Y'all niggas be scrambling, gambling. I'm restaurants with mandolins and violins. We just sitting here trying to win, trying not to sin. High off weed and lots of gin. So much smoke, need oxygen. Steadily counting them Benjamins. Nigga, you should too. If you knew what this game would do to you. Getting this shit since 92. Look at all the bullshit I've been through. So-called beef with you know who. Fuck a few female stars or two. Then I blue like niggas blue like my shit. Not to be fucked with. Motherfuckers better duck quick. Cause me and my dogs love the buck shit. Fuck the luck shit, strip the aim. No aspirations to cut the game. Spit your game, fuck your shit. Grab your gat, pull your clip. Squeeze your clip, hit the right one. Pass that weed, I got to like one. All them niggas, I got to fight one. All them hoes, I got to like one. Our situation is a tight one. What you gonna do? Fight or run? Seems to me that you'll take me. Oh, the big nigga that's on me. I'ma tell you like a nigga told me. Cash on everything around me. Shit, lyrically, niggas can't see me. Fuck it, buy the coke, cook the coke, cut it. Know the bitch before you call yourself numbing it. Nigga with a bench fucking it. Doesn't it seem hard to you? Big come through with Mars and Cruz. Good fellas down to the roof, come through. Who's the killer? Me or you?
You forgive me. Bad boy, baby.
Yeah.
Weak of the strong, who got it going on? You're dead wrong. The weak of the strong, who got it going on? You're dead wrong.
Relax and take notes while I take totes of them smoke. Throw you in a choke, gun smoke, gun smoke. Biggie Smoke for mayor, the rap slayer, the layer, mother, say your prayers. Hail Mary, full of grace. Smack the in the face, take her Gucci bag and a North Face off her back. Jap her if she act funny with the money. Oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want to ya, I just want the paper, the visa, Kavisha. I'm out like the vapors. Who's the one you call Mr. Macho? The head honcho, swiftest like Kumacho. I got so much style, I should be down with the stylistics. Make up to break up, need to wake up. Smell the Indonesia, beat you to a seizure. Then your mom hit the skin to amnesia. She don't remember just the 2 hits. Her hitting the floor and me hitting the sucking on the had the begging for the and your mom say ugly love. My got rock quick. I guess I was a combination of House of Pain and Bobby Brown. I was jumping around and jumping around. After then I asked her who's the man. She said B.I.G. Then I bust in her E-Y-E. Sitting in the crib dreaming about Learjets and coops, the way Salt shoots and how to sell records like Snoop. I'm interrupted by a doorbell, 3:52. Who the hell is this? I gets up quick, cocks my shit, stop the dogs from barking, then proceed to walking. It's a face that I seen before. My nigga Sing used to sling on the 16th floor. Check it. I look deeper, I see blood up on his sneakers, and his fist gripped the chrome 4/5. So I dip, nigga, is you creeping or speaking? He tells me C-Rock just got hit up at the beacon. I opens up the door pitiful. Is he in critical retaliation for this one won't be minimal? Cause I'm a criminal. Way before the rap shit, bust the gap shit. Puff won't even know what happened if it's done smoothly. Silencers on the Uzi, stash in the hoopty. My alibi, any cutie. With the booty that done fuck Big Pop. Head spinning, reminisce about my man C-Rock. Somebody got to die. If I go, you got to go. Somebody's got to die. To let the gunshot glow. Somebody's got to die. Nobody got to know that I killed your ass in the mid. Somebody's agenda. Got the suitcase up in the central. Go to room 112. Tell them Blanco sent you. Feel the strangers. If no money exchanges, I got these kids in ranges to leave them niggas brainless. All they told is stainless. You just remain as calm as possible. Make the deal go through. If not, here's 12 shots. We know how you do. Please make your killings clean. Slugs up in between. They eyes like true lies. Kill them and flee the scene. Let's bring back the coke or the cream. Or else your life is on the shelf. We mean this, Frank. The cats be fucking with the bomb. Your mom's gas tank. Let's get this money, baby. They shady, we can shady. Dress up like ladies and burn them in dirty 380s. Then they come to kill our babies. That's all out. I got gats that blow the wall out. Clear them all out. Fuck the fallout. Word the stretch, I bet they pussy. The 7 digits push me. Fucking real. Here's the deal. I got 100 bricks, 14.5 a piece. Enough to cop 6. Buy the house on the beach. Supply the peeps with jeeps. Brick a piece. Capiche? Everybody getting cream. No one considered the leech. Think about it now. That's damn near 1.5. I kill them all. I'll be set for life. Frank, pay attention. These motherfuckers is henchmen. Renegades. If you die, they still get paid. Extra probably. Fuck a robbery. I'm the boss. Promise you won't rob them, I promise. But of course, you know I have my fingers crossed. Niggas bleed just like us. Picture me being scared of a nigga that bleeds the same air as me. Niggas bleed just like us. Picture me being shook. We can both pull one forever. Niggas in my faction don't like asking questions. Strictly gun testing, coke measuring. Giving pleasure in the Benzito, hitting fannies, spending chips at Manny's. Hope you creeps got receipts. My peeps get dirty like cleats. Run up in your crib, wrap you in your polo sheets. 6 up in your wig piece, nigga deceased. Why? May you rest in peace with my sycamore style. More sicker than yours. 4-4 and 54 draws. As my pilot stares my lair. Yes, my dear, shit's official. Only the feds I fear. Here's a tissue. Stop your blood clot crying. The kids, the dog, everybody dying. No lying. So don't you get suspicious. I'm big, dangerous, and just a little vicious. As I leave my competition. Respirator style, climb the ladder to success, escalator style. Hold y'all, breath I told y'all, death controls y'all, big don't fold y'all. I spit phrases that'll thrill you. You're nobody till somebody kills you. You're nobody till somebody kills you. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. A niggas wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper. Remember them niggas from the hill up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with? Moving on to the got nice with. Yeah, my nigga Fame up in Prospect. Nah, them my niggas, nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them, they schooled me to some niggas that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro when they wanna stick the knife through your windpipe slow. So, thank Fame for warning me, cause now I'm warning you. I got the Mac, nigga, tell me what you gonna do. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn. Niggas wanna stick me for my paper. Damn. Niggas wanna stick me for my paper. I used to get feels on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from the HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain. Prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold. And what you talking about, Willis? The thrill is gone. The black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless. Guns are like I'm stainless steel. I want the fucking fortune like the wheel. I squeeze gats till my clips is empty. Don't tempt me. You don't
man.
want the
Here
fuck
I
with
am,
the
I'll be
empty.
damned if this ain't some shit. Time to spread the butter lyrics over harmony grit. It's the mood killer death trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at, surrender. Step inside the ring, use the #1 contender. Looking cold booty like your pussy in December. Nigga, stop bitching, button up your lippin'. From method, all you gettin' is the can of ass whipping. Hey, I be kicking. You, son, you doing all the yapping, acting as if it can't happen. Your frontin' got me mad enough to touch something. You want from Shallon, Allen, and ain't afraid to bust something. So what you want, nigga? You want, nigga? I got a 6-shooter and a horse named Trigger. It's real, 94, rugged raw. Kicking down your guy.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow. You can't tell me nothing about this coke.
You're now tuned in to Bars and Hoops Radio.
Weed and my hustler niggas. Niggas on the corner. I ain't forget you niggas. My triple B niggas. 9. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your wig pushed back. Rule number uno. Never let no one know how much dough you hold. Cause you know that try to breed jealousy, especially if that man fucked up. Get your ass stuck up. Number 2, never let them know your next move. Don't you know bad boys move in silence and violence? Take it from your hands. I done squeeze mad clips at these cats for they bricks and chips. Number 3, never trust nobody. Your mama set that ass up, properly gassed up. Hoodie the masked up. For that fast buck, she be laying in the bushes to light that ass up. Number 4, know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. Number 5, never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce. Number 6, that goddamn credit, get it. You think a crackhead paying you back, shit, forget it. 7, this rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Money and blood don't mix like 2 dicks and no bitch. Find yourself in serious shit. Number 8, never keep no weight on you. Them cats that squeeze your guns can hold jumps too. Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck from police. If niggas think you're snitching, they ain't trying to listen. They be sitting in your kitchen, waiting to start hitting. Number 10, a strong word called consignment. Strictly for live men, not for freshmen. If you ain't got the clientele, say hell no. Cause they gon' want their money, rain, sleet, hell, snow. Follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break up. If not, 24 years on the wake up. Slug hit your temple, watch your frame shake up. Caretaker did your makeup. When you pass, your girl fucked my man Jacob. Heard in 3 weeks she sniffed the whole half a cake up. Heard she suck a good dick and could hook a steak up. Gotta go, more pasta bake up.
I told you. See, I told y'all, motherfucker. I told y'all to stop. I prayed for you to stop. You didn't stop. We won't stop.
I make your mouthpiece obese like Delarice. When I release, you lose teeth like little C's. Nigga, please, blood floods your dungarees. And that's just the half of my war path. Laugh now, cry later. I rhyme greater than the average player hater. And spectators buy my CD twice. They see me in the streets, they be like, yo, he nice. But that's on the low though. Be the cats with no dough. Try to play me at my show. I fill out 4 bowls and go up in their clothes. Short change niggas, snort cane niggas. Extortion came quicker. Bought the range nigga. It still tickle me. I used to be as strong as Ripple B. To little C's cripple me. Now I play hard like my girl's nipples be. The game sour like a pickle bee. Y'all know the rules. Move from BK to New Jerusalem. Think about all the planes we flew. Bitches be ran through. Now the year's new. I lay my game flat. I want my spot back. Take 2. Motherfuckers mad cause I blew. Niggas envy us. Too many niggas on my dick. Shit strenuous. When my men bust, you just move with such stamina. Slugs missed ya. I ain't mad at you.
We ain't mad at you.
Blood rushing, concussions ain't nothing. Catch cases, come out frontin', smoking something. Sipping white Russian, bitch in the Benz bumping. I laced it with the basic. 6 TVs, a system, knocking base shit. Face it, we hard to hit. Guard your shit before I stick you. Before you re-up, wipe the pee up. Make shots, woke your seat up. Go in the ashtray, spark the weed.
Woo! Shout out to DJ JLJ for that mini mix. You do that all the time, Jay. I'm like, yo, nah, I can't stop him here.
I
I can't stop him here.
You like, yo, ready?
I can't stop him here. I can't stop him there. Boy, rest in peace to Biggie, man. God damn, son. That long kiss good night was different, man. Shout out to the RZA.
That's one of my favorite Biggie verses, man.
What?
Ever. Like he was dumping on that shit. Man.
Facts.
RZA made that beat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I want my spot back. Take 2. Yo, come on, man. Damn, man. That set the mood for what we about to get into, right? You know, Billboard. We spoke about this Billboard top 50 list a couple weeks ago. And, you know, we even looked at it like, yo, what were they even thinking about? So you can imagine if we looked at it that way, how the pioneers looked at it. And one of the most outspoken pioneers of them all, Melly Mel, a.k.a. Muscle Simmons, chimed the message himself. And shout out to him, man, because that song to this day, the message still knocks to this day.
We're going to get Mel up here.
Facts. We need to get Melly Mel up here because he said he need to get on every platform that's out there to speak his truth. And he spoke his truth.
We're going to get Mel up here. Watch.
We need to. Word to mother. And I'll be happy when we get him in here because I got a lot of questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? I got to ask about, I ain't going to start, man. But after insisting that Eminem was placed on a list because he's white and denying that Kendrick Lamar influences contemporary rappers and Lil Wayne isn't hip-hop because he uses auto-tune, Melly Mel spoke about his comments on his podcast, Hip Hop Corner. Shout out to him because he said, I'm going to capitalize off this moment and I'm going to promote what I got going on. So let's dissect the first part. He said that Eminem basically made this list because he's white. Do you guys agree with that or not? And don't give me no political answers. Answer the question for what it is.
Go ahead, Jay.
Jay. Top 50.
He deserves to be in the top 50.
Why does he deserve to be in the top 50?
Why? He's one of those dangerous MCs to me. Like, you know, he spits that. He's, you know, everybody says he got the fast rap. Jay-Z got the fast rap, but he's definitely one of those that and battle rap too. You know what I'm saying? Like I think battle rap.
Start that 8 Mile stuff. That was a fictional story. That was fictional.
That was fictional.
That was a fictional
but
story.
he deserves to be up there, man. He got some dope albums too. You know what I mean? So
what?
Yeah, you know. What about you, 3? Or Steels, you want to go next?
I mean, I'm not going to see. I'll be biased if I say that he doesn't belong on the list. I forgot what number he finished as. Was he top 10?
Yeah, I think he was like 4.
I don't think he deserves to be top 10.
It was who was it? It was Jay-Z, Kendrick, Nas, Eminem.
He's not top 10.
No, I'm telling you the list. I'm
No.
I think he was like, I think he was 4 or 5. I'm not exactly sure. I just know Kendrick was 2 and Nas was 3.
Oh, that's why Melly Mel was getting on.
This
Kendrick
is what
too.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes, he's like and I kind of agree with Melly Mel. See, and you know what? I don't want to take no words out of his mouth. I'm gonna play a little clip of what Melly Mel said, and then we're gonna come back to it. Cause I want to address it the right way. Right? Check it out.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and the only king of hip hop himself, Grandmaster Melly Mel, the Legend King, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. And what we're going to do right now is kick off our first edition of our podcast, Melly Mel's Hip Hop Corner. So what I want to do is address certain things. What I want to do with the podcast is address certain things that's relevant in hip hop and in life. and I want to touch on right now a couple of things that's going on right now. And the first thing I want to do is just make 3 quick points. Melly Mel has nothing against nobody in hip hop. I've been in hip hop over 40 years. Very competitive. Really have nothing against nobody. I'm not jealous of nobody. I'm not intimidated by anybody or anything, and I'm not bitter. You know, I just come across as I come across because I'm a man, and I say what I say, and when I say what I say, basically I mean what I say. But like I said, I have nothing against anybody. No MCs. I have nothing against anybody. Number 2, the first thing that we're going to touch on is based on a list that Billboard magazine put out about the 50 greatest artists in hip hop. Now, what gives Billboard magazine or anybody the credentials to put that out is beyond me. And whoever wrote the list, I think he should step forward to try to clarify his rationale and his justification of putting out such a list. And everything that I said, that I commented on, it was the comment on what he wrote and who he put on this said list. And I think Billboard is not known for hip hop, of course. They're known for records. So obviously Billboard is more leaning toward guys that made records compared toward guys like myself that put in all the time in hip hop. So now making that point for people who just seem to lose track of what Melly Mel is or who Melly Mel is about, we're not necessarily known for records. I was the lead rapper in the group Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, but we're not known for records. What we're known for is when a person first called themselves an MC, it was me. When the first person said hip hop and yes, y'all, that was my brother and that was Cowboy. That's who we're known for. We're responsible for the genre. We're the biggest influences in the genre, and if you ask anybody that knows anything about true hip-hop, they will tell you that. If you ask anybody that calls themselves an MC, they will be the first to tell you that there is no modern-day hip-hop or rap or anything of that nature if it wasn't for Grandmaster Flash, if it wasn't for the Furious 5, if it wasn't for Melly Mel, if it wasn't for Cowboy. Like I said, the word hip-hop came from my crew. Cowboy invented the word hip-hop. Melly Mel invented the term MC. I was the first one to say it, and we were some of the greatest groups to do it. So now, if you don't believe that, and for anybody even on the list or that has just any relation to hip-hop or any affection for hip-hop or whatever, Google me and then Google yourself. And then we can get a little bit of clarification, because as you can see when we was on the Grammys, I'm not lightweight, all right? So let's get that across right now. I'm never going to be irrelevant. I started a whole music genre. Nobody knows a person that had an influence on starting a whole music genre. It's only a small group of people, and I'm one of those people. So now let's get that straight.
Boy,
And he said it.
your boy said, Google me and then Google yourself.
We hear you, champ.
Word.
Word.
He said it
Now-
with conviction too, man.
Yes, he did.
I ain't mad at Mel.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
ain't mad.
man.
I ain't mad at Mel. I don't agree with everything he said, but some of the shit he said was true. Like, he had a rebuttal video and all that, talking about the backlash he was getting from the Eminem comments. But I ain't mad at Mel. Some of the shit he said was true.
So what you disagree with, 3?
Because they started it.
I disagree.
They
that
should be there.
Yeah, I disagree that M don't belong. Now, where he's placed, that's subjective. But I disagree. Like, Homeboy's nice. Like, whether he's white, black, whatever, I think he's nice. Stills, I know you don't fuck with Eminem.
No. I mess with him. I do think he's a little overrated, though.
Yeah, no. I can agree with that. And that's the problem. That's not the problem, but that's what a lot of people feel, is that he's overrated and he gets a pass, or he gets placed a few notches up because he's white. It's almost like the white boy coming in the park and he might do the same move that I just did, but he's gonna get way more oohs and ahs than I'm gonna get because he's a white boy.
That's
doing
a fact.
something, that we do. Like, if you go to a spot and it's like they sell soul food and it's a white family in there and that shit is just off the chain, niggas is gonna go to that like, oh shit, like how y'all know how to make this?
Ain't no raisins in
You know
their
what I'm
potato
saying?
salad,
Like,
right?
this is crazy. Like, but the lady grandma up the block is making the same fire shit, but That's what we known for.
That's
So
a fact.
it's kind of like the complex of do white people the same way with basketball. With the white basketball player, he's gonna get a little bit more shine if he's doing the same thing that the mediocre black kid is doing, that he's doing. And this is why I told y'all, no disrespect to Mac McClung, I told y'all he was gonna win the shit going away.
You did.
Because white boy, short, jumping out the gym.
Yeah.
Nate Robinson could do those dunks in his fucking sleep right now at an advanced age that he was doing.
I don't know about that 360 or whatever he did.
Yeah,
That
Nate
780.
could do that.
He could do that.
Yeah, Nate could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
But
his prime.
but it's the fact that, you know, and 50 said this, and I agree with him. He said, if it's no Eminem, he don't. No, not even that. It's no him. Eminem pushed the genre forward, which made us able to make all of this money.
That's a fact.
So we should tip our cap and salute him, because without him,
hold on.
I agree with that, because I agree with that. I agree with that. He
Eminem.
opened up a lane in hip hop that wasn't open at that time.
Hold
and
on.
that's the vision of Dr. Dre and Eminem just being nice.
But I don't 100% agree with that, because when was the biggest selling years in hip hop? When was artists going double and triple platinum? That was before Eminem dropped, right?
Collectively,
We talking about 97, 98, 99. DMX, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, they was selling and making money.
They wasn't going diamond, bro, and selling 8-9 million albums, man.
But we know why M went diamond.
Yeah, and after him, a lot of other people went diamond afterwards. Nelly, a lot of other people.
Yes,
you know
Nelly
what I'm
did go
saying?
diamond.
So
yes.
We can't say in front like Eminem didn't advance hip hop. He definitely advanced hip hop because he was a white boy that was nice.
So we needed that. Go Eminem. Go Eminem. Go Eminem.
The NBA needed the Larry Bird Magic rivalry.
Yes.
Boxing needs
Jerry Cooney.
Yeah, they need a white fighter or a Mexican fighter to go against a black fighter. You're not advancing the sport with two niggas beating each other up. That's why those aren't the big fights.
That's a fact.
Like, I'm just keeping it real.
And the NBA needed that white boy to win the dunk contest.
The Mac McClung, yeah, for right. Two games in, he in the dunk contest. And 3 called it because I was like, yo, who's this? He said Mac McClung.
But to say M don't belong, blasphemous. To say you got an opinion of him not being top 5, I feel you on that, because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't revisit Eminem's music. I respect I respect his pen. I love the Marshall Mathers LP as well as a few other records and some songs, but I don't his music for me doesn't have a lot of replay value because he's not talking about nothing I can relate to or nothing I really want to hear over and over again. Can I appreciate the art of a stand record? Absolutely. But I'm not replaying that shit. I don't want to hear that shit again.
That's okay.
You got a fan that was on you that I don't want to hear that shit over and over again. But I might listen to Nas Rewind. I might listen to Made You Look over and over. I might listen to Biggie Missing You because I lost a friend to the streets. I might listen to a multitude of other things because I relate to it. Eminem doesn't really move the needle for people that look like us. We respect his pen game.
What about Renegade? You ain't playing that on repeat?
I haven't listened to Renegade since Blueprint dropped.
And it's a fact.
It's no replay value for me on Renegade. Him and Hove is just rapping.
So that says a lot, though. That doesn't make you a top 10 artist on that list. But then again, that's Billboard, and like he said, they basing it off of probably numbers and sales.
They basing that shit off of who sold the most records, who's the most trending, who did this, who, that's what they're basing that off of. They don't know nothing about hip hop. They don't know nothing about hip hop music.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because on my thing is like any list that has Biggie and Tupac outside of the top 5 MCs or rappers, I don't agree with it, because we got to look at the short amount of time that they was with us versus the impact that they left. These motherfuckers wasn't here for a long time. They both died before they was 26 years old.
That's a fact.
So what does that tell us? Jay-Z didn't blow till he was over 28, 29 years old.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
These motherfuckers was babies.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Biggie was what, 25?
Yeah, when he died.
Pac was 23, 24.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He was
So
super young.
so to say that they not
That's
in
crazy.
that group, like I don't even if I don't see those two names, I just like whoever did this, I'm omitting the whole shit. I'm
Yeah.
not even subscribing to.
Yeah.
Like throw the whole list away.
Yeah.
And tonight's show, I was gonna bring it, but we're gonna revisit it next week's show. There was a top NCAA point guard list that had an uproar.
We gotta talk about that.
That shit was crazy.
NCAA,
yeah,
that's gonna be very
college basketball greatest point guards, top 25 of all time.
Oh yeah, we gotta revisit that.
No Chris Jackson.
That's blasphemy. Well, we already know.
No Kenny Anderson.
Who made this?
So the guy who made it, actually, they gave him a spot on ESPN. He got on there and he talked about why he didn't. The funny shit is, I had my own list that I made because I was gonna put it out, but my shit was the top 65. He only had 25 names. I was kind of mad because I'm like, damn, I didn't
65.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I ain't tell nobody about this shit. He had the same idea. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But his shit got traction, but it was totally off base.
Blasphemous.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost with this like I said, Melly Mel, I feel you. He gonna ruffle some feathers with what he's saying, but he's not absolutely wrong. M is nice. Yeah. Lil Wayne is nice. Yeah. Now, could we debate that they're not top 5? I don't have Lil Wayne in my top 5.
Me either.
I don't have Eminem in my top 5.
Me either.
They you know what I mean? They just don't move the needle for me. For me, you have to hit every pocket, and that's why I say Biggie and Pac is so influential, because you'll hear them on the radio. You might listen to their music because you're going through something they went through. So you're hearing them at every aspect of your life. We've never heard Eminem in a club.
Facts.
We've never heard Eminem give us a relatable record
ever
that relates to our upbringing. So when 50 says the trailer park versus the ghetto, it's the same thing. Nah, Fifth, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get why he feels the way he feels about M. And M is super nice.
Yeah.
And I agree that without M, the culture wouldn't have moved extremely forward and lucrative money-wise.
That's a fact.
However, as an MC, as an artist, nah, it's other guys that are more that hit you in your heart.
Yeah.
And I think those are the best artists, that they hit you in your heart and you can live with that, where it's like it's some real shit that they said, and you can't buy that.
Yeah.
You can't buy that. Like Jeezy's one of my favorite artists. Tupac's one of my favorite artists, and not because they super lyrical or they super nice. It's just the way they deliver and what they're saying. Yeah. It kind of hits home for me, and I could live with what they're saying. Like, damn, I felt that. I've been through that.
No question.
I understand what you're saying. I think that's the music that lives forever.
That's a fact.
And my thing is, replay value for me or the artists that I live with. And people don't understand this. The most streamed music is catalog. Is old music. It's not, y'all might think these new motherfuckers is popping. The most music that is streamed is old music.
That's a fact.
It's not this new shit.
That's a fact.
This new shit come and go. It's a new record every day. The most streamed music is catalog is king.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand.
I think the only outlet that kind of really touched on great MCs in hip hop was that Complex list, man. And as you see our backdrop, we got part of that list. They had all the greatest MCs in hip hop from, what was it, 1964 or whatever, 1974.
They went from 79.
79.
They went from like 79 to 2000 and what was the last time? Like 2000 and I think 5 or 3.
Yes.
Maybe 8.
No. Yeah, it was about there because Drake made the list. And Drake.
But the only problem I had with this, they said the best rapper every year.
Yes, of that.
I disagree with the wording of that.
Why?
I think it's the hottest rapper that year. I don't think it's the best rapper that year because they had Drake somewhere. They had Jay-Z, Nas. I don't like. It's almost like the NBA. It's almost like this person might not be better than Carmelo Anthony, but
That's a
he might
fact.
have a better season.
That's a fact.
So you might think that KD is better than Steph Curry, but Steph Curry might have a better season than him.
It's a whole fact.
So it's almost like just because he had a better season, I mean he's better. No, he had a better year that year.
That's a
So
whole fact.
I love this list. I just don't like that they said the best rapper every year. No, it was like Run wasn't the best rapper that year. Like he was the hottest rapper that year. T.I. was the hottest rapper that year. He wasn't the best rapper. T.I. could have never been the best rapper with Jay-Z and Nas still breathing.
That's a fact.
Never. Like he was hot that year. Yeah, we gonna give you that tip.
Yeah.
Now why you want to go and do that, love?
Yeah.
Like we gonna get that to you, Tip.
That record was tough.
You was on fire that
Yeah,
year.
that
Paper
record was
Trail,
tough.
all that. You was on,
Yeah.
but you wasn't the best rapper
Nah, hell no.
in the
Hell
game.
no.
You
Hell
wasn't
no.
better than Wayne when you dropped those, but you were the hottest guy because you were the go-to guy at that time.
And he sold records.
And he sold a lot of records.
Sold
So
a lot of
I
records.
love that. I love what they did with that.
Yeah.
I just didn't like that they worded it that way, saying the best rapper every year since 1979.
Yeah.
No, Mo D wasn't even the best rapper that year.
He said, "Ooh, Kumo D, part of the treacherous three."
Like LL
Word,
said,
kid.
man. Come on, LL. He,
To
the break of dawn.
Hello. Yo, shout out to Queen, shout out to L. That was one of the greatest disc records ever, too. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Man. But we definitely gonna revisit that point guard list, man, for the NCAA. Because that's gonna be pretty interesting, man. So we got about 10 minutes left in the show, man. And you know, we ain't do this in a little while, man. So I'm gonna do a little chopping block. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
Sharpen everybody,
couldn't
man.
wait. He couldn't wait.
I
for
couldn't
this
wait
shit.
to do this one, man. It's been a minute. Shout out to JOJ, man. I ain't do this for a minute, so I got something nice today, man. You know, a couple of joints, man. Might be a couple layups in here, but let's see, man. Let's see, man. So the first one goes a little something like this. Check it out.
Oh, I hear it. I hear it. I forgot what song is that.
Okay, let's see, Jay. Let's see if you really got it.
Was that
Is Smith and Wesson?
No.
Nope.
It's something from the Rockefeller, not Rock, but the ROC.
It's this part right here. That's why he bring this shit back. We don't know, bro. Just let us know what one it is.
You don't know?
Yeah, I know it. But no.
Engineer look like he know and y'all don't know.
Because he looked at it.
In the ROC, man.
Play the remix.
Hey, man, y'all both wrong. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. And I set it off with this one purposely.
Is
Shame
it
on
Beanie?
y'all.
Is it Beanie? A Beanie or
Is it big? Yeah.
Oh, Big.
I heard it after that.
Hey, kid.
Oh, shit.
You had it? You had it?
He knew what time it was. Rest in peace to Big, man. Did you play this on the spin cycle, Jay?
Nah.
You didn't play this on the spin cycle, Jay? Hey, word.
Suicide Thoughts for our listeners.
Suicidal Thoughts was the name of that, man, for all the listeners out there, man.
I ain't want to go that deep with suicidal. You know what I'm saying?
When I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell, cause I'm a piece of shit and it ain't hard to fuck. He killed that.
Yeah, he killed it.
It don't make sense going to heaven with the goodies. Next one on the list. This one should be a layup. Jay, you gonna probably get this.
Another
man.
biggie.
Nah, ain't no one biggie. Nah, I mean, I had to set it off with that one, man. Rest in peace to Big once again, man. Gave a lot to me. Which one, Jay?
Ghostface.
Which one, Jay?
Boom, 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 boom. Raekwon, right? The
Come on, Jay. We can't do that. You and DJ. What's the name of the
I forgot the name of
song?
the song. Knuckleheads.
3. You don't know? What?
That's the one with Nas.
You?
That's the one with Nas.
3 ain't no?
No chicks, baby. Yeah.
I didn't hear
No
it.
chicks, no chicks. Check it out,
What's the name of that one?
Fly cameras and action, glamour, guns and gold. I unfold the scroll, plant seeds and stamp with the gold when I'm deceased. Right in the beast, the rise like geese to conquer peace, leaving savages to roam in the streets, live on the run. Police paying me to give them my gun, trick my wisdom with the system that imprisoned my son.
Damn, kid.
The horn, I ain't hear it though.
You ain't hear that?
I ain't hear it on the original.
Wow.
Play the original again?
Oh shit, I just closed it out.
No, it's cool. If you ain't got it, it's
Yeah,
okay.
damn.
I didn't hear it though.
All right, we're gonna switch sides. I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. Switching coast now.
Ice Cube.
What's the name of the song, Jay?
I ain't got the name of the song.
What's the name of the song, Jay? Come on.
Happy dugout.
The bigger the cap, the bigger the pyramid. And
Hey,
when dealing with the
hey,
lynch
hey,
mob, you
that-
got
that-
to know
I
steady
mean, that-
mobbing is
they
not
might
just a
have
name of
sampled that
a
as
jam, but a way of
I
life.
remember Ice
Bound
Cube.
together by
Ice
motherfuckers
Cube,
that's
yeah,
known to
that-
break
that
them
too.
off something. Give it to me.
Steady Marvin. Ice Cube, Steady Marvin. This is off the American Rookie. Definitely took it
It's
out.
in the mothership.
Damn, baby. Ain't no replay value on that 3?
Q?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't really
Wow.
death certificate was hot, but I'm talking about 25 years later.
Nah.
The 25-year later albums I still play is shit. All that shit from the early 90s. Like R&B and
Shout out to
yeah,
3.
you know what I'm saying?
3 on his
I
R&B
think,
bag, need a bacon and all that. Word
Need
to
a-
mama.
I need
Shout
a-
out to 3. Giving you the best that I got. This is the last
Bobby-
one before we get out of here.
Bobby Brown, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
But
all that,
Up and around.
a lot of that rap, like that shit got to be classic to have
he
replay value
said
for
the
me.
rap. He said rap
Shit
in
got
the
to be
tablet.
classic.
Turn that shit off. That shit your parents say. Take that shit off. Last one on the list,
So
man.
you're
before
not
we get
playing
out of here.
Ice Cube today, bro. You lying if you tell me that. Y'all niggas is lying.
And it's not Pat
We know this is Marvin Gaye.
Poops. I switch coasts again. It's another hit.
Yeah, I forgot who used that, man.
Everybody use this shit, so this is a trick bag.
DOC, I think.
Shout out to JLJ. Yo, Jay, you on fire today,
Those are the
Jay.
names,
You on fire today.
LG flow with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge and the rhythm. This is what I'm using to come up with a style, so I'll interact all together better with the crowd.
And DOC was super underrated, kid. I mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. His albums weren't great, but he had some joints,
Yeah,
kid.
some joints.
He was better behind the scenes as a writer, I think. You know what I'm saying?
It's getting funky.
So
it's
he
getting
did a lot of
funky.
writing on that Chronic album. He did a lot of writing on other projects that came out of the
Facts.
camp.
Facts.
So he was better behind the scenes as a writer. And sometimes that's your lane. And I think that, you know, you gotta identify that this is what I'm better at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's what stops a lot of people from, well, me personally, I know from experience why a lot of shit didn't come to fruition for myself and
Yeah.
the people around me
Yeah,
is because people couldn't identify who was good at what.
that's a fact.
So you got to identify who's good at what. This guy might be the guy that need to take the meeting.
That's
You
a
might
fact.
be the guy that just need to stay in the studio, nigga.
That's a
You might
fact.
be the guy that just need to rap. You
That's a
might be the
fact.
guy that just need to be the engineer.
That's a fact.
Sometimes you run into people that they want all the credit, they want all the benefits, so they
Yeah.
want to wear every hat,
That's a
not
fact.
knowing that you stopping the team from winning. You know what I'm saying? I think DOC was an ill writer, just the same way Dre wasn't a great rapper. He knew his bag was producing.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
So you
fact.
got to understand that. Like Tank was a background singer, and he wrote a lot of people favorite R&B records.
Yeah,
He's
In
a
the
writer in the
background. Yeah,
background. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact. Shit, shout out to DOC because he had a nice little prize too. Erica Badu, baby. Word up, man.
yeah.
Word up. But on that note, man, we gonna take it out of here, man. Shout out to everybody that checked in on Facebook, man. Shout out to everybody that checked in on YouTube, man. Shout out to everybody that listened live on Bars and Hoops Radio. Don't forget, man, every Friday, 8 to 10, no off seasons featuring myself, Stills the Great, 3D, and DJ JOJ. And until next week, we are signing off. Peace. Word. Gucci.
A lot of people checked in on YouTube. Oh, what?